Baseline, Lewis. Rebounded, Richmond. And one.
Doesn't allow St. John's to get out and run, but it's a lost possession and opportunity for the Golden Eagles to get a shot up.
4 turnovers in their last 5 possessions for Marquette. Richmond shows it, leads, tried to bounce it, does.
And they lost by 2 in overtime. They were 12 for 22 from the free throw line.
They're 8 of 10 tonight. Lewis. Baseline. Ball reversal. Wilshire off the bounce. Still 3. Richmond. Ejiofor. Davon. R.J. Lewis. And Aaron Scott. Richmond. Baseline. Lewis. In attack mode. Spinning. Nice look to Ejiofor and an easy flush.
Learned over time as Ejiofor claims an offensive rebound, best in the conference at that. Wilshire fires another chance, flying in. Scott with the board. They leave the open man. It is Lewis in the corner for 3. Point instead.
He told us before the game too, Noah, that I love this group. Great kids. And my coach, Jim Calhoun's in the building. I'm not sure if he's still told me that. So,
Richmond, chance for 3. Strong.
Yeah, sometimes you jab and you don't just catch and go up. You lose the moment and your timing is off.
Ejiofor spray it out. Ibn Ayo knocks down the tray. Ford splits the pair.
You talked about, players and teams kind of adjusting to how the game's being called. That shouldn't be a thing, no. It shouldn't be. The game should be called the same every game. And I think because what the thing is are the players, the teams, and you adjust as an official to how they're playing, and you talk to them, you communicate.
You can count that bucket. Ibn Ayo did. How can they string some stops together? Ejiofor's been quiet so far as Prey floats it off the rim. Rebound, Ejiofor, that's what he does.
See these refs now, I'm like, God, these guys are soft. They go to the video 14 times a game. Like older players are like, we didn't have the shoes you have. I wonder if referees back in the day do that today.
Richmond floats it through. Bizjack, he can get fired up. The rest of the team can follow his lead. Emotional, physical leader as just a sophomore. One dribble pull up, Leotopoulos. That's smooth.
He seems to that kind of just sliding over. Great extension, tight rotation on that ball. And here we are, we got a game. This is the end though. Got to be active in this. Good hands there, deflections mean a lot in tournament play.
Richmond, floater, that's ridiculous. Over the out.
On the defensive end, I have to be just as aggressive when we have the ball, and he's done that the last couple of plays.
That was the 2nd day in a row that we've seen one of the Butler players go tongue out after an impressive play as Aaron.
Sometimes it's okay to take a timeout even though you know one's coming, and when you don't have anything going at either end.
And the struggles continue for Pierre Brooks. Now 0 for 5 from downtown. Scott, he's just finding his spot and making the defense pay.
About that 2 seed. And that's where Mike DeCourcy has them right now. Other places have him in a 3. So you think about getting another quad one win, the opportunities in the Big East tournament. A 1 seed probably is out of the reach, you'd think. Maybe if they sweep out the rest of the year, but they'd love to be a 2. That gives them a great chance. And then you think about location-wise, too, playing close to New York City.
Yeah, could do that all the way through to the final.
Class, and you get this Big East conference, better be ready for a grind. So maybe his legs are a little bit tired. Chris Holtmann talks about that a little bit. Oh, just came out of his shoe.
And Teo Pierre-Justin just kicked it to the sideline. Sadiko Ibi ball and is doing what he always does, no matter what program he's been at. He has turned them into a winner.
That's right. Getting his guys to play hard on the defensive end. He wants his players to step up with confidence shooting the basketball. I mean, they're shooting the lights out compared to their season averages. Only 29% as a team.
That's a tough participate in shoot-around this afternoon. dealing with a groin injury, nothing serious, certainly nothing to the extent he faced last season injury-wise. But it's that time of year. The bumps and bruises are absolutely taking effect.
Every player that plays over 15, 20 minutes a game, there's something wrong with their bodies. See the pass coming his way. Last second, he adjusts, and they end up getting an open three.
Rivera's got all 3 of DePaul's triples in the game.
I think this zone has done fairly good until that shot.
And still, even after missing the last 3, and he will miss the remainder of the season with that shoulder injury, DePaul will get him back next season, which is good news for Chris Holtman and his staff as they try and build a core here. Ruben Prey, coaches, with 876 coming into tonight.
He looks like he's getting younger. I'm telling you, this group has revitalized him. He's always a sharp dresser. That suit is fitting him pretty nice tonight.
St. John's pulling away, but still 4 starters on the floor. St. John's doing it without R.J. Lewis tonight. Richmond buries the
by extraordinary defense. The change of the look has puzzled St. John's.
Scott.
Silencer.
It was.
Great Scott. Prime-time player getting a cheap foul, but he should have known better. Little zone again.
Lewis. First 3 tonight.
Should have missed Tyler trying to talk us out of our money to invest in something silly.
He's in Toronto with the Knicks.
What a career he had. Made a lot of things easy for a lot of these players. Little matchup now. Must rebound. There you go. Great.
That was just a mistake. Rick Pitino was not happy on that. They didn't get their men.
Abdur-Rahim already in double figures with 11.
I mean, this is so packed in, it almost looks like a zone.
Ejiofor will take that one. There are fewer today. I don't think that's going to happen, as Providence already has 9 in the first 15 minutes.
You know what? It's not going to happen, but the big thing, Andrew, is that St. John's has 4 steals and have not gotten a lot in transition off those turnovers.
Richmond for 3. It's good! Rich Barron, the sophomore from Chicago, puts the Friars up by 3.
Take a look at this defense. There is nobody outside. They got their heat. Look, they're playing inside the 3-point line. It looks like a zone. Matter of fact, it is. They don't play much zone, but they're playing zone now.
Richmond shoots.
Yeah, I think he took one in the shoulder there. At least that's what it looked like. Look how packed in this zone is. They're like daring these guys.
Smith a 3. Yeah, the shoulder looks okay there. Hard to figure this Providence team without Hopkins now. I mean, that's
top 5 player in the league. And Kim English losing last year after like 8 or 9 games, and now this year only 3 games. That's a tough blow for Providence.
Richmond 16 turnovers per game. That's second best in the Big East behind Marquette. Top 20 in the country.
Good pass fake by Richmond. That's
Wiltshire hits it.
I think a lot of that, Andrew, is because they just wear on you. The way they guard you for 40 minutes is just hard. Oh.
Some help off the bench.
So 2 weeks after they meet at Madison Square Garden, a 5-point St. John's win in which they were down by double digits at halftime. Now the rematch in D.C.
It's interesting, this zone, the way you beat it are the lines, John. No one's ever asked me that. Or no one's asked me that in a long time. He said, yeah, I am. He's like, I love to see these guys develop. And he's seen a lot of basketball, you know, in his day.
Ejiofor with authority from Lewis.
You know, at Creighton that's going to be Creighton is pretty darn good at home as well.
Sure are. That'll be on FS1 tomorrow night. Rick Pitino calling a quick timeout.
Got to talk here. Got to be active with your hands. Some deflections would be good if you're Georgetown. Boy,
Richmond on another
points down at under 64, but what I'm most impressed with is the way that St. John's can play fast and have learned to play together in the half court.
.63% in the first half. 20 of 32 from the floor. Iwuchukwu from Prey. And here's the other thing, Donnie. It's not just the starters. They're playing together.
Day and age of college basketball for retention and to build a good product starts with players like those we just showed you.
This is the closest the game's been since the middle of the first half. Wilcher ends a scoring drop.
To know better than that, go up strong. Just went up a little too loose with that ball after Sorber gave it back to him. I'd like to see Sorber put his head down and get to the rim initially.
Scott,
bam.
That's a big one from downtown. Wilcher. And that sums up the night for St. John's. Aaron's Red Storm team now on their way to 13-1 in the last 14. What is it about them that can make them dangerous come March?
Yeah, versatility. Defensively, they can switch really all 5 positions. Look at the size on the floor right now for them. I mean, this is...
It's not been able to turn the corner with any consistency, and when they have, 2-3 zone look here, when they have, they've been met with the secondary defender, which has made it tough for them to score on the inside.
Washington only had 13 points when they visited Michigan State earlier this year. That's the worst output, as you see another.
Philadelphia. He has set the tone. Meanwhile, we were told rebounding would be a key. Well, for Georgetown, they've owned it. Up by 12 on typically a great St. John's rebounding team. Ejiofor with...
It's like you're on skates. If you don't have any help, great job by Epps to attack before the help could retreat and get downstairs in that paint.
He had 27 in a win at Syracuse back in December. Leading returning scorer in this league, Scott. Answers. Comes to Georgetown. He is a former Gatorade Player of the Year from the D.C. area. Richmond attacking to Ejiofor. And one.
That's tremendous work.
Mack with tempo. Richmond took it from him. 7 Hoya turnover. Ejiofor back to Richmond. In the corner, Lewis. He's been quiet, not anymore for them, and I'm going to go with Josh Allen and the Bills. Just a gut feel. Lewis with authority, and 11.
Wow.
Donnie Marshall is out of his seat. Lewis off the window.
Few seasons, a team, like coaches like to say, will punch them in the mouth, figuratively, not literally. How do they respond? Well, that's a response right there by Fielder.
Back in the 80s in this league, they did it both literally and figuratively.
Yes.
And these two teams could do it. Lewis knocks it down. Back to 14, just like that.
So again, you know, for St. John's, you know, there comes a time where your coach starts yelling, you got to have some pride individually, defensively. Georgetown's making some big shots, but you got to get your work done early. Make them uncomfortable, and they just, right now, Georgetown's just too comfortable.
Lewis hits. Quarter zone shot. They're hopeful maybe Saturday night at Seton Hall he could return. Could have been much worse, but he is out. Richmond attacks. Richmond, count it. Minutes to start the second half. An eternity to still tell in this game. Peavy, it spins out. Close to a 3-minute scoring drought for Georgetown. Richmond gliding in. He's stuck with the play. And
either way, it's a turnover, but Ed Cooley's been here before, and he's got to understand.
Ejiofor with the putback. Cooley juggles this. Wilcher. Tough shot, short. Scott with the offensive rebound.
What a beautiful rebound by Scott.
Lewis glides in. R.J. Lewis. That moment between Thompson and Carnesecca.
Two greats. I'm fortunate. Obviously, I played against a Hall of Fame coach, but to be able to, I played for a Hall of Fame coach, to be able to play against those two was just
using the screen. He was the screener, and they forgot about him.
Richmond locates Lewis down low. Lewis off glass for two.
Close friend of Coach Carnesecca.
Almost a turnover. Scott wasn't anticipating that pass.
Butler goes on here. Number 1-2-2.
That's how you answer. Nice job.
And Lewis is banged up. Keep an eye on him. His ankle, it seems like he tweaked his ankle.
He's done that a couple times today. Brooks foul his first. Brooks in trap. They make that Lewis in trap.
Setting the screen. And bad rotation by St. John's and a big-time finish. Butler drops back into that zone again, mixing their defense up.
Screen with 6, under 5 to play. Regulation. Oh, look at that one.
3. And a lot of that comes from just confidence and just getting reps in. They're also so athletic that they are more comfortable getting to the rim and finishing in the paint.
They just 4 down to Scott. They made their last 7 shot attempts. Rattles it home, 3 for 3.
Talking about projections, but these 3 teams are trending in the right direction to be in a good spot come March in Selection Sunday. But I think there's also a lot of time where that can change. And I think St. John's in particular may have as much talent as anyone in the league and improve their standing in terms of seeding. He is not just getting wide open. He's moving without the ball. They're looking for him. And he has got a quick release. Good interior passing there. A right-handed player, but does a nice job driving left. Watching him on film, he's very comfortable going to his left, almost as much as a left-handed player, but can finish with either hand, and he's got good size at the 6'4" spot.
Wilcher to Ejiofor, off to Smith. If they track top key assists this season, and with the 8 threes, 8 of 9 from downtown. First Delaware Blue Hen since Nate Darling, who was a fantastic player.
Yes, he was.
In 2019, Nate now in the G League with the San Diego Clippers. Iwuchukwu with the right hand hits it home. Vinci
back in adjoining Burrow, throwing it down.
Well, listen, that happened because, again, it gave him a shoulder advantage. Pinson getting to the rim because he can score the basketball. No one there to box out Mitchell. That's exactly what he does with the two-hand easy one.
Long-range shot from Aaron.
Brian, so for them to pull this off would be even more of a big-time win for them. So they got to try to figure it out. You see right now they're playing zone, a little matchup to make St. John's play on their heels, but they're still getting down here. Ready for conference, but it's more important to make sure that he's healthy. As a coach, that's your job. And if he's not able to go, he's not able to go, and next man up, and that's what college basketball is all about. That's why you get 13 scholarships, have guys ready to go. Here's your opportunity right now to show that you can do what you tell the coach that you can do. And this guy right here, if he put into effect. Now, they are making some shots which make it easier, but they're confident because they're getting stops. You see, they're walling off Bedard Richmond, not allowing them to get to the rim.
Got to the rim now.
But Mitchell flying to the rim, and that's what I'm saying. The penetration of the Bulldogs is hurting St. John's. They got to do a better job of keeping these guys out of the lane.
Barry Evans already with 3 assists.
Before this Bryan team is talented enough and cagey enough to make plays.
Robinson on the run. He's got 6, 1-point game again.
St. John's got to run their man offense. You can't get confused by them trying to show them zone. It's got to play. Broken nose, but I know when my nose hurts, it doesn't feel good. So the chance of someone being able to hit it is not something that he wants to risk. But they're just, I mean, St. John's just looks off kilter here. So every pass is challenge, it's an adventure.
And Richmond,
that deep is not very many people in the country can stop him because of his ability to explode through contact.
4 straight to start the half for the Bulldogs, and our third tie of the game, knotted at 45 apiece. Richmond gives it up. Baseline hit for Wiltshire. Again, now you got Phil Jr. coaching. Phil Martelli Sr. was so excited he finally got to watch his son coach in person at Drexel a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it's so cool. And, you know, you sit here and you labor just giving them you just can't.
Let's correct that. Withers with the tech, and it's Mitchell with the foul. That's his third. So Withers had the tech for his third. Either way, threes per game, 38% normally from beyond the arc. Ejiofor, Scott following up despite 15 of 23 in the game for the Bulldogs from the stripe. How about Smith?
Put any team in that statement you just made, revamping, because it's a thing, Brandon. It's a thing now.
That's Dunlap's game. And
7-0 St. John's run. Nelson, tough shot going left. Richmond leads the St. John's offense up the floor. Dump it down at Ejiofor again. Too easy.
Started 5 versus 8, 5 versus 7, 5 versus 6. It feels like that at times. And when you're not used to it on a daily basis, which most teams aren't, it can really mess with your head. You speed up.
Jake Clever nails the triple.
Reach layup with the right hand. There's R.J. Lewis again. Plastic man. He's longer than I thought when you watch him play inside.
Catch and shoot. Richmond fakes, now fires and drills it from the elbow.
That's a shot.
But hey, when you're in November and December and you're feeling your way through, they're going to have Kansas State in this building for the Big 12 Big East Challenge. Why not?
It's a great crowd. It's a great atmosphere. It's like Marquette playing at the Al McGuire Center or UConn playing at home.
And the pull-up goes down. It's Glover. Wentz can take the final shot. Richmond stripped on an early attempt. Hinton lost it. Wiltshire with 4 seconds. Here come the Johnnies to the corner. Glover 1 second at the buzzer. Nails it! How about not to suspend him, put that decision in the hands of the players and the captains who we have not seen him yet here tonight?
Well, I've known Davon Smith since he was a sophomore in high school. I absolutely love him, and he knows better. Whatever happened shouldn't have happened, and even with him being available, great play off the ball.
Quiet this half, and now it's Lewis. Drives the lane, curls it, misses it. Ejiofor cleaning it up in traffic.
Event. But this by far and away the best 4-team tie that BD Global has been able to put together here in the Continental Tire Baha Mar Championship.
Staying in that 1-3-1 zone.
Wiltshire skips it. Smith lets it fly and lifts the lid off. Now these guys know how to put on some big-time ballroom hoops. Iwuchukwu couldn't get it this time, but the put.
Just imagination. He's already a champion just playing college basketball. I'm so proud of him.
St. John's leads by 7. Scott connects from the
opportunity. Roach, just a little bit too much dribbling that time. Bears with full court pressure.
See if they can take St. John's out of rhythm. 11 of their first 16. An easy adjustment, it appears, for St. John's playing in this ballroom. Dunlap connects again.
Matchup zone.
Ejiofor up top. Scott across the floor. Smith, extra pass. Wiltshire buries the 3.
Xavier Fitch. He's a freshman who's kind of fitting in among these veterans of Wagner.
With the veteran leadership, Fitch is a young guy that can come in right away, give them some energy. But I'm pretty sure Coach Copeland is going to want to see that on the defensive end, not only on the offensive end when you're coaching a young guy.
And speaking of tall buildings, he's from Chicago, born and bred.
Shout out to Chi-Town. Always got to show Chi-Town some love.
Dunlap dials up the 3.
Look at that. That's smooth right there.
Nylon. You say that a lot when your shots went down?
I'm not sure if I said nylon because Coach Wright wasn't a big celebrate yourself guy, but I will show some love to my teammates.
Count it.
very good basket for the Bobcats. The Bobcats are playing extremely well. They're matching the energy, which they needed to do to keep the game close. But as you can see, they have the lead and playing extremely well.
And that's big for St. John. Cleans it up. Another guy from three that isn't Ryan Mabry. It's the freshman from the Bronx, Jaden Zimmerman.
That's what happens when you press. Sometimes you will give up open threes. But with Mabry out the game, I'm pretty sure Coach Pitino thought that he could steal a possession right there with the press.
Speaking of Mabry, heads over to the scorer's table. Ejiofor, top of the perimeter, triple.
Shots, and that's not an excuse to lose the game. So right now he has to be pleased, but I'm pretty sure he's like, look, we have to finish because we know St. John's going to come with a run.
And how about doing it all without a single made field goal from Amari Monroe? You wouldn't have expected that.
Would not. But when you have Mabry on the hot streak like he is, and then you have St. John's kind of in a fluster. Be interesting to see what the Johnnies run here. The zone has been giving them some trouble, causing them to turn the ball over. When you turn the ball over and you don't get a shot up, that's alarming.
Richmond, Lewis on the drive, little Euro kick to Dunlap, left alone from three. That's